Hello everybody, welcome to a video that I was not sure if I was ever going to do. This is a world that I've worked on. These pyramids, this is actually on a map called Earth. These pyramids, not built by me. It was built by the creators of this map. But I think it's still cool. These are the only things except the cactuses that were really, like, structures. I mean, structures, there's just the pyramids. All this, trees, stuff like that, terrain. I mean, I'm guessing the terrain was done by a program, but I don't know. Maybe they did it all by hand over a period of years. Cactuses probably built and placed in different places. Trees probably like that too. But let me start with a tour of everything that was made by me and my group of friends over the course of probably, I'd say, almost a year. Yeah, almost a year. So, we're going to head over to Europe, because this is a full-scale map of the world. I forget which, to a certain extent of what the scale is, but I know it is realistic, at least. So, we're going to go to where I started, which is, in real life, Svalbard. I decided to start in a very silly location, so I chose literally a barren wasteland. There's the bridge connecting the mainland and Svalbard, and here's the military base. There's a little bit of story into how everything works too. Okay, so this is my city. Here's the capital of Svalbard. Right here is actually a military base owned by my friend. Uh, he he his nation is in where America is, so he has the United States of America as his country. I chose Svalbard. It's called Fort McDonald. Here's the football stadium for Svelte. It's not just a football stadium, obviously. It's for other events. And, of course, it's not a full-sized one. It's a small venue. I think it looks okay, though. It's not good at all. But I think it looks okay. Here's... I don't even know what the heck this is, because I built this many months ago. And I haven't come back here since, because I've worked on other things on this map. But it's a tall building. I think the town has a nice little environment. I'll get to that in a second. I don't know if I'll be able to cover this all in one video. Here's the Department of Defense, because this is, at the end of the day, a country. Here's the lighthouse there. It's the first building I built here. And it's all in all, a very nice and cozy little town. That used to be the tallest building, which was funny when that used to be a thing. Oh, and here's a little walkway by the docks. I remember building it. This is so small scale, considering what I've built since then. But here are the two airfields. I guess I did not discover the rest of that, but that's okay. And here's the bridge. I need to update that. And, yeah, it's nice. I like it. But, keep in mind, this update is a couple behind the new one. We don't have the caves. This is the update right before the Caves and Cliffs update when this came out. Hospital, very fancy school. It has a weird yellow arch going over it. I don't know what this is. I take an inspiration from Scandinavian language. Folly Creature Fellowship Church. That's what Darskeb Vaesen means in, I forget which language I made it into. So, the Department of International Affairs, blah, 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 blah. And here's the bridge, the Pier Plaza. There's a couple buildings here. Library, whatever that building is. There's nothing to really look at here. It is very minimal work. I put in, believe it or not, a couple days of work into this, which is quite sad. But you gotta start somewhere. Here's a local military base here. Just an airstrip. And here's another one here. On the furthest islands out. Okay, well, there's a polar bear that lives here, I guess. Helipad. This is Satellite Island because it's the furthest out. Oh, the diplomatic center for Russia and our nation is very tiny. I wonder because we have very bad relations. Now, we're gonna go across the bridge and see what happens. Now, what I'm going to show you today, well, actually, gotta show you the United States military base. It's made by my friend Alex. This is his. There used to be a giant McDonald's sign here, but I got rid of it. Edison Electric and Plumbing. He chose that name. Here's his missiles. This is airship. Has an airplane. I can't build for my life. Like me, I cannot build vehicles. I don't know. I don't think he used a tutorial. I think he just built this. I find that very impressive. Here's the international, not international. He's just an airport for Svalbard. It's a nice airport. I like it. I feel like I have a lisp today. I apologize if that's the case, because I really do feel like it. I do not feel like I'm talking right. But then again, I'm very tired. That almost always affects it. Here's Barents Bridge, crosses over the real-life Barents Sea. It's a very long bridge. Oh, what's the longest thing I'm going to show you? This railroad connects directly from here to Africa. Oh, here's the tunnel that goes to the mountain. And we're about to be in a new town. In a country, oh, there's a wolf. In a country that would be where Finland is. We call it Siuma. Here's a nice little farm. I like the farm. And I'm not going to tell you the name of this building because it has somebody I know's name. And here's another building. Here's a nice little bridge for the pedestrians to cross over to get to the farm. Or to get to this little area, the shopping plaza. This is a prison. And this is the Happy Friendliness Camp. The Happy Friendliness Camp, people have a really good time inside of it. They also have a football team. Why? Because the headquarters of a regional division of it is here. That's the only reason they have it. Imagine Green Bay Packers, but they're here. They're both cold, they're both the smallest markets, and their fans have a very big appreciation for them. Boom. I also should mention, yes, there is a station here. That's their station. And we continue. We're just going to follow the railway, and once it splits up, then we'll kind of go out from there. Here is the Ruski Outpost. What happened here? Okay, well, there's some shady business going on here. Anyway, here's a nice little bridge and then a tunnel. We're going under the hills. We're gonna have I gotta stop clipping into the walls. I hate when this happens. It's annoying. Didn't think I'd have to repair any, like, month-old tunnels. But alas, we're here. Here's a nice little turnaround. And here's our next town. Vagabonte. Here's the capital of the nation we're in. It's a nice little flag, I think. Here's the farm. The farm is powered. This waterfall is a real waterfall. And it flows down nicely. Fire department. Community college, huh? Interesting. Hospital. We're already 9 minutes in. We gotta hurry. And other stuff. A little arena. But it's a very small venue. Like performance of concerts and stuff. Nothing like football stadiums. And it's very protected by nature. And it even has a nice little reservoir. That waterfall I showed you earlier. Yep. It goes down right here. If I can swim down here. And it goes to this drain. And once it goes through that drain, it comes down here, and then it goes into a dam. I don't know what river this is. I'm going to be honest with you. Apparently this bridge knows. This is the Ob River. We're gonna hurry. So the next town, oh, come on. The next town we're going to encounter is right, it's not here. We gotta go through, over, that's a bridge right there. Then we're gonna go over here. Should have built a tunnel right here. But I opted for this. Ah! I keep hitting, okay. I don't even know how I have an elytra in survival. Here's an airport. It's a very nice airport, actually. I've never probably built an airport like this before. But this is Frisia. Frisia is basically a nice nation. And yes, they have a team. They shouldn't have a team because this is probably the second smallest team. Their team's called the Radicals. The other one's the Penguins, and the one before that, I can't remember for the life of me. They have a nice sports bar right here. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-story sports bar, which exists, I guess. Elementary school. And we got our 3 buildings under the stadium supports, because remember, it has to be flat, and it's that high up. By the way, there's a nice train here to get to an overlook of a tower. And this tower is right there. It's a nice little, beautiful tower. And you can't get up to it because it's a national monument. Here's a nice little plaza. You can overview nature. And then we gotta continue quickly. So this is the Japanese Railway, because we're nearing the end of Japan. I'm sorry, Russia. Can I speak today? I don't even know if this video's going up now. But anyways, we're nearing Japan. We're going near Kamchatka. This is a sheep crossing. I'm butchering everything I'm saying, but I'm going to roll on anyways because I do not care. It is 3 in the morning, and I don't know why I'm recording. Fort Point territory. Remember the Svalbard nation? Well, this is an overseas territory they have, and it's way bigger. Way bigger. They have a port, which I'm happy that I built it, and for me, personally, for me, I don't think I'm gonna build something like this again. I'm really proud of what I did here. I'm proud that I built this thing. I don't know how I built it. I'm going to be completely honest. But I did. And, oh yeah, train station. I forgot I built this thing too. Bifurcation Park. Why is it called that? I don't know. Like a bifurcation lake. Bifurcation lake. I think it's a lake that has like 2 sources? Maybe. But it's beautiful. It's a nice overlook. And this here is a path system. Bifurcation Park. Of course it's called that. Apartment buildings. A ginormous yard for supplies. And here's a guy who's working tirelessly to drag 2 entire blocks of iron. And by blocks, I mean 2x2 blocks of iron. It's just, I feel bad for the guy. Actually, it's 2x2x2. 2x2x2 blocks of iron down 2 flights of stairs. And then there's this mess of cargo containers, then lumber. And then there's the yard. And how are they going to get it down? Well, they're going to move it onto a small train and bring it down to the yard, or the opposite, bring it up into the yard. We got 3 tower cranes. And here's a tower. It's a bell tower. Here's the the train station. But we gotta continue. We're running out of time. I know we have, like, 45 minutes left, but we have so much to cover. And now we're going through the very, very stupidly looking network of rail that go on the islands. I do not know the name of these islands. I forgot them. Here's a canal, though, that helps ships get from this side to the port. And there's 3 ships I built. There's that one, and that one. I spent a lot of time here on the rail system. Here's the raw copper tunnel. It's so you can tell it's designed for trains and not people to walk through easily. Oh, and we're gonna continue. Don't know why I built it like that. Gonna be honest. I know why I built it like this here, because there's actually a way to easily do that here and do that and have them reconjoin here. And then there's actual land to go off of now, so I don't need to have weird split-ups. And welcome to Hokkaido and their station. Now, Hokkaido is known for being colder, so I made their station, like, cold-themed. And now, it's continuing. It's the Japanese railway now. That bridge we'll get to soon. Here's where Tokyo is going to be when I feel like... it's going to take a year. It's going to take a year before I feel like actually building it. And let's take a nice break from me talking. And we're going to ride up Mount Fuji. What the heck are they doing here? And anyway, that was the Mount Fuji bypass. It just goes on top of Mount Fuji. Because you can't go through a volcano, I think. I don't know how to pronounce that. I must have been, like, hallucinating when I wrote that. And here we keep going. South Korea time. I think that's an okay flag for South Korea, right? It's what it's gonna be. Shima End Station is the end of that railroad. Sorry, the Coastway Railway, because this goes along the coast. And here's a giant suspension bridge. I like making giant suspension bridges. It's a hobby of mine. Yeah, it's a hobby of mine to make big suspension bridges. And this is China. Well, technically it's not China. I had to sign a treaty with my friend because he's going to just conquer all of Asia that was not Russia. And like, no, you can't do that. So I decided how long his territory would be. This is how big his territory is. So, it goes, oh, yeah, okay, I guess this is China. He gets this landmass, that landmass, and he gets all of this land here. Up to this river. This river decides a boundary for him. China's still big. He still gets a lot of land to work with, because this is his town currently. He does not own Taiwan. My friend Alex, who owns the United States in this world, he owns Taiwan. This is the Taiwan Naval Station. He also has a beacon, because why not have a beacon? This is a nuclear reactor. Oh, either that, or... it's a nuclear missile. Nice. He has 3 nuclear missiles. Basically aiming at China. Okay. And my friend Eli, he's been on my channel many times before. So is Alex, actually. Yeah. He's gonna build a bigger nuclear reactor. Except this just gonna house 1 nuke. This could destroy the world, I'm convinced, if Minecraft had a nuke function. I am expecting him to expand a city, and this is going to be like a central location for it, but he hasn't done anything. The only building in his entire country is a nuclear reactor. Well, except the buildings I've built for him. This is going to be one of his stations. So the wall for his country ends here. I don't know why there's a sliver of, like... I don't know why there's a sliver of land that he owns. He owns this island here, too. Because why not? Then we're going to Mount Everest. We get to go over this giant incline. And this is the end of this rail system. It only lasted from Japan to a little bit north of China. Here's the Everest View Interchange, because you can see Mount Everest right. It's huge. It's huge. Here's the AFAS Railway. Connects Africa, Asia. AS. And the Island Hopper rail system, which is going to be Southeast Asia's rail system, but I really don't care. And you're like, how am I going to start Southeast Asia's rail system when... oh, wait, yeah. let me think. I thought I was going to eventually make this go to India and cross that river right here. But why would I do that? I should just go straight for Southeast Asia. It's right here. Okay, well, I fixed the fiasco I thought I had when I was very tired one time. And now we're going up to the railway that eventually leads to Africa. This is the Wall Tunnel. It's called that. I don't know why it's called that. I just typed in the letter W and then I let it autofill. And we're climbing up Mount Everest, but I'm not going all the way up there. There's no reason to, right? So, this is the Everest Bridge. It just does this. And here's the Everest Tunnel. I just slammed my head into compact stone going over 100 miles per hour. I am dead. But here's the mountain bridge. Here's the Mule Shoe Curve. It's a very tight curve. A train's going to derail when it goes down that, but don't tell anybody. And right here is the Great Himalayan Passage. It's nice. Now we're in desert. We're already in Saudi Arabia. It's nice. And here's the Great African Bridge. Boom. We continue. And what's that? Oh yeah, that's the pyramids we started at. Only 21 minutes ago. I really thought this would take more time. And here's the city I've currently been working on. It's not what it's... I'm not done with it yet. But I've been working on it for a good bit of time. It's my biggest city I think this world has. Maybe my friend's city's bigger, but I don't know 100% yet. So, yeah, it has a whole government. I don't know why I decided to do that. I could have just made a very stupidly small city and just made it, like, this big. But I decided not to, and now I'm still working on it because I can't stop once I've started something. Here's Rainbow Park. I literally had no use for the land and said, hey, I could literally fit every color of wool into this, so that's what I did. Here's their football stadium. Now, here's the thing. They probably deserve a football stadium because they have a lot of people. Here's the president. Pearl State, home to their president. Here's their Capitol building. Here's their pretty good flag. Here's a sports bar. And they have every department. The Department of Urban Development. What department's this? The Department of Law. Oh yeah, that's major. The Department of Labor. The Department of Homeland Security. You see where I'm going with this? We just have a lot of departments that most major world governments have. Oh, and yeah, you can't easily get into the Pearl State. You have to get past my two favorite guys, Fred, George. They're named that, obviously, for an obvious reason if you know me. And here's our intelligence agency. Great segue. Here's our three buildings. This one for online security, like cybersecurity. This building here, it's for more top secret stuff. That's why there's no windows. This one, it's for still classified information, but it's not going to end the world if it gets out. They're going to be able to say, it's probably going to be a small controversy and they're going to move on. So, they don't want anybody breaking in, because they still have very high security, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. Here's a peace complex. Here's a national park. This is a great cactus. Here, I don't even know what this is. Diamond Tower Convention and Commerce Center. It's a very big tower. Is it shaped like a diamond? That's why I named it that. It's shaped loosely like a diamond. It's more like a heart, but maybe when I saw it, I thought it looked like a diamond. Here's a lot of homes. I decided I haven't built too many homes, so I'm going to build 22 homes. Am I right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus those 2, 22. I'm right. Here's the high school for all of this. Let me ask, what is this layout? Also, what is this bridge? I'll get to that in a bit. Here's the university. we needed a university, so I gave them a university. Medical school, law school, they have all of that. And a basketball arena and an auditorium, because they have a football field the college can play at. It's a nice little basketball arena. It's not like a full-scale one, but you can kind of see it's a basketball arena. I hope so, at least. And now, it's called Riverside Arena. Oh, no. I'm so happy that I stumbled across this. Oh, thank goodness. There we go, that's fixed. And now, this is a railway connecting. This is the Ethiopian Empire. Because it's a mistake that the map makers made, I've noticed, that none of this connects, which, yeah, makes sense. The Nile River, right? The Nile River, it wouldn't officially connect. But you'll see what I mean in a second. Look at this small sliver of land we built on, and there's nothing on this side except the pyramids. But you'll soon notice that here's the Blue Nile, by the way. And this is the White Nile, apparently. That it just keeps going, and going, and going, and going, and going. And it connects to whatever weird system this thing is. I don't even know what. The Central African Islands. The big Central African Islands, apparently. Look at the Great Central African Island landmass, which I guess exists now? And you'll see the Nile River stretches from coast to coast, meaning that it is no longer a river. It is a tidal strait. The Nile River is no longer freshwater. And if it is, then there must be an invisible point where it just switches the way it flows. That means that this is just a giant island. This is just a giant island, and it's separated from Africa. So, Ethiopia is its own thing. It's not connected to Africa anymore. It might be culturally similar, but geographically speaking, it's not Africa. So, this is the Ethiopian Empire. This is going to be this is going to be split up into 3, potentially 4. I'll get to that in a bit. States. Dendro, the capital. Dendro, I think, means tree? And I did that because it's ironic, obviously, because it's a desert, and I named it Tree. Here we got the Ethiopian Railroad. It's going to connect all of Ethiopia to all of Ethiopia. This is going to be a village. The name of this village is apparently Kova. Agriculture. So it's going to be doing agriculture in Kova. Cultivate. Its border. So I've been doing this now. I'm going to mark out the border of the village. This is going to be the border of it. It's not going to go past this. Here's the railway line out for now. And if we go over here, this is going to be the future airport for Dendro. Dendro is going to have an airport in the future, and it really does need one, I think. Especially because of how big it is. Either that, or I can make it a joint airport between Dendro and the other city I'll show you soon. This is going to be a small little town, or hamlet, I guess. Yep, little hamlet of Cape Thewa. I don't know what that means, but it works. It's gonna be a very small little port. It's not gonna really matter. But it's a nice area. Like, it's a very nice viewpoint. You can see is that Southeast Asia? No, it's India. No, what is this? It's India. Sri Lanka's just a jungle. Oh, I forgot. This is Sri Lanka, also owned by the United States. And Sri Lanka's a bigger naval base than, obviously. You can see how many naval ships they have. This is What? Whatever that gibberish is, I don't think I even wrote that one. The Naval Command of the Bengal region, aka Sri Lanka. He built this at the very top of Sri Lanka, and there's a lot of jungle trees in Sri Lanka. I planted all of these just to annoy him. I thought it was funny at the time, and I still think it's very funny. Oh, this is his flag, by the way. He made it into a banner. Let's go back, shall we? Okay. Here is our nice little hamlet we're going to have right here. Airport, possibly in the future for our giant country. And this is going to be the capital of the state of Agris. It's nice. It's going to be a sizable little settlement. What's going to be the name of it? No clue. Talway. I actually understand this one. It's wheat, like wheat, the grain, but if you scramble the letters around, because it's surrounded by a lot of wheat, that's a stupid way to name it. I was honestly going to put a city right here, in the heart of this little, very small valley, just to have like a forest area, I guess. Forest village. There's nothing in the central part of this. But then there's this. There's this. Here is... I don't even think it's Lake Victoria. I just named it that because maybe it's Lake Victoria. This is North Victoria. Lake Victoria is a very big lake in Africa. This is the border of the states. So, South Victoria gets this part of the lake. North Victoria gets the majority of the lake. However, both of them are dependent on agriculture. I don't even know what the state is called. Maybe, I think it has a sign right here. Yep. This is going to be the state of Pega. It doesn't even stand for anything. Why is it named that? I have no clue. This is the great city of city and capital of Pega, Bayor. Bayor. Ah, gotcha. I don't get it. And this island's also going to be owned by them, but as the more and more I look at it, the more and more I really want to get rid of it. So, you're going to be here for a little bit while I slowly get rid of this island. You're no longer Bayor. Honestly, though, I could just, yeah. I could just not label it. I don't have to label everything, right? I haven't gone to my friends' countries yet. Well, I've talked about them. I'm gonna just leave it here for now, because I don't know what I'm gonna do. Why did this peculiar little thing happen here? Oh, it's the border for the city. Let's just say we own it. Okay, well, this island's gonna cause some mishaps, so it's also gonna have to die. I'd be having a field day right now if this is survival and I was in need of sugarcane. Oh my goodness. I'd be going insane. I'd be the happiest person alive, probably. So they own that. You know what? Of course they own this. This is Madagascar. And what I've been debating heavily is, should Madagascar be owned by the Ethiopian Empire? I'm gonna look at this real quick. No, this is what Madagascar looks like. It's just that the trees covered it so much, it just was almost unrecognizable for me. See, this is nice, Madagascar. Not Madagascar. Madagascar, yeah, is probably going to be its own state. Unless I make it its own country. Which I'm debating. That's what I'm debating. If it should be a country or a state of mine. We're gonna head over somewhere. I forget. I think, yeah, we're gonna head over to Western Africa. Because there's gonna be remnants of something that I think is gonna be a really cool little story to explain really briefly. We're heading over to the estate of Dennis. Now, Dennis is a very rich villager who just decides to live here on one of the westernmost points of Africa. Let's go meet him, shall we? So, this is not owned by the United States, but they are friendly to the United States. They are close allies with the United States, and they adopted their flag. Because that makes sense. Just like, I guess, Australia does with New Zealand, and those two do it with the UK. I made it sound like Australia took their flag after New Zealand. No, they just took them both after England. I'm sorry, the UK. And Fiji did that too. But I digress. This is the estate of Derek. Let's meet our friendly little villager. Now, he can't actually leave. He can leave and explore these very nice 4 blocks of outside land that I gave him access to. He does pretty okay trades, alluding to. He made a good bit of wealth. He made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He made 90 emeralds, which is a lot for a villager. I lied. He made 81. He has nothing in his possession, so do not worry. He's a double bed, because he likes to have multiple beds. And this area of land was not owned by Derek. It used to be owned by my friend Eli. Eli made his original first country here. He made it here. He had his own thing and everything. Problem was, he decided to make everything out of wood. I've done that before too and had everything burned down in survival. But I decided to be extra rude. I was mad at myself. I am now mad at myself for doing that. Same time, it's a silly little block game. I don't really feel bad about doing that. We don't care. But I burned down his entire country. Obviously, stone brick's still here. So I built the estate of Derek. I find it funny, like a funny idea, is what if I just make Derek like one of the most powerful beings in the world? And this is his headquarters. It'd be hilarious. In my mind. Now we're going to fly over to Africa? South America. We're in South America now. Nothing substantial. Actually, nothing at all is in South America. By the way, no, Antarctica doesn't exist. If it did, I would have been so happy. So happy, but it doesn't exist. Sadly. Here's the Andes, I assume. Or not? So, oh, no, it is the Andes, except I wasn't aware, I guess they extended this far into Central South America. Whoa, that's the coolest. Oh my, wow. I have to build something here. Listen, hear me out. I clear all these trees, and we got an elevated city. It's a plateau. There's a city there in real life. I'm almost certain of it. There has to be. Maybe that's where Santiago is. And here we have the Great Panama Canal. Because if it exists in real life, I have to make it in Minecraft too. So, this is a Panama Canal. Now, it doesn't work, but it looks like it works, so that's what counts. And now we're going over to the Disney Memorial Courthouse. Why is it called that? As you see, we got rid of almost all of Florida. Their northern panhandle still exists. We still got a little bit of deconstruction to do. You can see this is where we're all going to plan on removing in the future, if we get to it. We're going to remove all of that, because Alex, being the owner of the United States, gets to decide what stays and what doesn't stay, and he doesn't want Florida. So, he's not going to keep Florida. But I said, can I keep one island? And he said, sure. And it's now the biggest and most important courthouse in like our entire world. This is the Disney Memorial Courthouse, and is where the international judge does his rulings. It's the biggest court of appeal. It goes up to here. This is the biggest thing ever. And yeah, it has a really cool lamp. I learned that from a Green video that I watched 4 years ago. Isn't that something? It's just a very small piece of land. This is where the judge sails in. This is where the people sail in. Oh yeah, the judge is in person. I'm kidding. And we'll explore the landscape. Why not? We have 20 minutes. That's a ton of time. Here's the Mississippi River, which apparently, like everything else, does connect to everything. There's two future twin cities, I guess, Alex is going to plan in the future. He's going to plan out this. I also helped him with the rail system a little bit here, because that's my expertise. I've made so much rail. It's unbelievable. And we scuffed over it in like an hour, and I feel so bad, because I feel like we could have done... Oh my gosh, he's done a lot of planning. Look at this. This is going to be the city of Nouvelle Orleans. Like New Orleans, but Nouvelle Orleans. I don't get that. Fredericksburg Station. Okay, that's cool. Here's a bridge to get to it. Now, we need a 3x3. And it's not length. It's 3 wide, 3 deep. Wait, is this 4? Okay, 4 wide, 3 deep. For ships. The ships that Alex uses to get through. So there's a very noticeable path in the river carved out for ships to be able to sail through. And, let's just, Alex, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry you had to find out this way. There she is, the remnants. The remnants. Okay, guys, next episode, I'm gonna just do a quick series on this. Or, if people actually watch this, I might build stuff on camera on this world in the future. I don't usually do that, though. And I don't want people to, like, say, hey, that's gonna be a thing I'm gonna do. If I feel like it, I'll do it. If I don't feel like it, I'm not going to do it. Oh, more canals. This is the Great Lakes Canal, which, again, real canal system. This, Lake Ontario, is above elevation to Lake Erie. Yeah, that's also true. And here we have Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, which are, in real life are connected. They are connected by the Mackinac Strait. But in this, they are not, and they're different elevations, which is another weird thing. This is the city of Detroit. The city of Detroit now houses 3 of the world's largest nukes and a ginormous Air Force training center, the Detroit Barracks. Dun dun dun. Detroit has a railway that connects them. And welcome to the first... Welcome, everybody. Aw, he named it. No. Now I have no excuse. But that goes to Fredericksburg, that goes to Detroit. This station used to be called Hell Station. It is not called that anymore. It's now called Tri-Point Station. It used to be called that because I guess they really dislike Detroit. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bomber aircraft here. He has the world's largest air force. I have the world's... No, actually, he doesn't have the world's largest air force. I do. I built this hospital for him. It's a very crappy hospital, but I felt like building it. So I built this hospital. It is 2 stories. This is the seat in the waiting room. Emergency wing. I said I stopped doing interior after that. I'm not an interior person. I don't like doing interior. But we have a lot of exterior. Here's the courtyard of the east wing. And here's the courtyard of the west wing. I think it looks really nice. But I might be biased. Here's the twin Cryan Obsidian Towers. Here's this international airport, which, you know, is lined up with one of the tallest buildings in the city. Which, why? Oh, let me do something real quick. Now we're gonna have to do something great. Okay, there we go. And you'll see the scene. This beauty. Is it out? Oh, it's not out. This continuously just makes fireworks. And with crafters, I can make basically an infinite amount of them. But because this update is happening before crafters, in which this world exists, it has a finite amount of fireworks until I stock it again. But it won't run out for a good bit. I made this power up on the 4th of July and watched fireworks in Minecraft for 40 minutes. It was pretty cool. I just chatted with my friends. There's a statue of Koi Wire. He's the leader of this nation. Yep, he's Koi Wire. He's a nice man, and he's bald. There we go. And that's the end of the fireworks display. We gotta move on. Here is Ellis Island State Prison. Yeah, this is Ellis Island State Prison. It is not fun to be inside Ellis Island State Prison. Oh, you can escape from it pretty... Maybe that's there to taunt you. Because they know you can't escape from it. So they give you a lever and you're just there with a lever, but you'll burn to death if you try to get out anyway. This is my embassy. He built a huge embassy for me and I didn't even bother basically building an embassy for him. I'm recording this at 4:20 in the morning. Let's go. Here is the connecting bit of the hospital. It's really nice, I find it. It's not symmetrical. I'm mad now. Whatever. No. There's a reason it's not. It's symmetrical in its own special way. I also built the town hall for him. He did add these 2 torches and this little spike here to make it look like a nose and ears. The rest that I did build this nice little leaf thing. It looks bad. It looks very bad. I like that it's asymmetrical though. I actually like that about it. It looks very bad. It looks very bad. But here's a nice terrible fountain. And here's town hall. It's nice. I guess the port. Here's the lighthouse. More like a boat tower. That's fine. Also, here's the journey that the redstone goes through. I don't know why I made it 2 blocks long. I made it a service tunnel. I don't know why I'll ever need to go down it again, because I know it's perfectly functional. But here it is. It's where it goes up. And let's continue. Because there is, I'm pretty sure, one more thing that I want to do. I'm going to show you Greenland. Greenland is where one of the biggest things I've made is Canada is, apparently my friend says, is owned by him, which, if it's owned by him, I don't know why he doesn't actually do anything with it. It's a missed opportunity. He should do something with Canada, but he refuses to. And I think we're about to go to Greenland pretty shortly. Gotta go this direction. Until we don't see trees and we just see a barren land. Is that it? There it is. Hopefully. It better be Greenland. Okay, guys, this is Greenland. And wow, this is not Greenland. Yes, it is Greenland. I lied. And this is Svalbard's Air Force Base. Here's the bomb zone. The bombing zone is huge. And yes, this is actually by hand. Only this is by hand. That isn't by hand. Most of this isn't. That thing is mostly not by hand. The roof and the floor, by hand. The airstrips, by hand. But this wall here and the windows, they were the fill command. I'm not gonna lie about that. Here's the hangar. And this is the flagpole. I made every block on the flag 3 by 3 pixel. And this is the flagpole now. It's a big flagpole. It's a big Air Force base because I felt scared because the U.S. I granted the United States 90% of my mainland as an Air Force base to them. Just we're gonna be right back.